Party people, hi, it is I, in your eyes. Well, not in your eyes. I mean, not even in front of your eyes. But it is I. Okay, girl, start this thing. Okay, anyways. Welcome back to DWD in GTA. For those of you that don't know what this is where I go into The Sims 4 and make lots based off of the world of GTA 5. And this time around, I found a cute greenhouse in Mirror Park that I wanted to make. And I found it just by perusing Mirror Park again because I love that place, as you could probably tell. I think so far, all of the homes, all of them? Most of the homes, no, all of the homes I've made have been in Mirror Park so far. And it's going to continue to be that way for a little while longer because Mirror Park has some great small houses with small, cute yards, and they do not intimidate me. So yeah, that's what I'm going to continue to do. So I found this house on Bridge Street, and with Franklin, I took a bunch of pictures of the front, the back, the sides of the house. The house just seemed very cute and quaint. So that's what I did. And I brought it into game and did my thing. So here I am just trying to figure out this home build. Now, the difference between this house and every other house I've done before is that this house took a lot of work to do on the outside because I had a lot of things going on in the front. For example, on top of the house structure itself, I wanted to get every single detail possible. So I wanted to get the yard correct. So you see me doing the little pieces of dirt, grass, garden. You see me starting that off. I had to get that. I wanted to get all of the plants that accompanied that part. I'm making the little driveway. Let me pull up a picture because I think that, yeah, there's a carport in the house and that carport has a driveway. Oops, no, the carport is preceded by a driveway. There we go. So that's what I did. I made like a little fake driveway and then I tried to get the pavement right. It's not going to be exactly right because, you know, this is The Sims and The Sims doesn't have an exact match for everything in GTA 5. But I digress and I will work through it. I don't think I ever added a car. Maybe I should have. Oh well. And I'm trying to get the tiles just right. Now, the thing about this house on Bridge Street, it's a corner lot, kind of. Yeah, I think it's a corner lot. And the backyard is angular. So if I were to get it 100% accurate, I would have had to take that fencing that I put up and just angle it. But then I felt like there's a whole lot of space that would be missing if I had done it that way. So I just decided to make the backyard a rectangle. Right now I'm trying to add the brick detail, and this was pretty much my first thought. I thought that maybe I could use like brick wallpaper, but I didn't like the way it was looking because the half walls come with that edge at the top. I don't know what the heck you call it. So I was going into debug, trying to figure out what I wanted to use. At first, I picked these brownish bricks up, but I eventually found one that I felt was better and more suited for this area because the thing I don't like about this one is how brown it is. It feels washed out. So I found these with the little grass stains at the bottom and decided to use those instead. This, I think, took me the longest time. Am I lying right now? I don't know. I feel like I might be lying. But it took me a little while, though. It took me a while to get everything together. But I found these, thought they were really cute, and decided to use this as the brick and pretty much line the backyard with it because there were little pieces of brick just going throughout the back, and I felt like that was the best match that I could find. Or did I find one that was better than this? I don't recall. You saw me size down a brick wall, and then I'm taking these brick posts. I don't know if they're called posts for real, but I'm calling them a post. I took these brick posts and tried to do something to cover up the end piece of that brick wall. And then I took more brick posts and moved them around the corner pieces of the fence to act as a covering. A covering? I guess, to act as the edges. Anyways, I am adding more brick walls down now because, let me see if I can find a picture that I took. I think I took a picture of the backyard, right? And it had like the sidewalk was lined in the backyard. There you go. That's what I'm trying to say. So the sidewalk was lined, so I wanted to line it with that same kind of brick to encourage continuity within the build. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I kept that, because looking at these pictures now, it seems a little bit too high. Over here, I'm seeing if I can find some kind of plant or something to block that little piece of brick wall. So I found these shrubs. These shrubs are so cute. I don't think they were a part of the original build, but I decided to take it and just move it all around the build so that it doesn't feel weird to have that one little piece of shrub just sitting there. Now I'm working on the roof. The roof, it was pretty simple, I guess. It was mostly like 2 pieces, I think. And with this house, I was able to actually add in the roof extension. I hope that's what you call it. And I added it, dropped it out, and then added some, what are those, columns? Yeah, I added some columns just for some razzle dazzle. Not really, because when I took the pictures, I think the columns were in the picture. Oh man. Can you tell I have a hard time with this? Because even though I talk a lot in my channel, I'm not a talker. Am I lying? I mean, I'm not a talker, honestly. Like when I play The Sims by myself, I don't talk. I mainly talk for content purposes. So you see me adding that little piece of siding. I don't know, the part that separates the plants from the rest of the pavement. Anyways, now I added, what the heck is this called? It's from Spa Day. It's these little markers. I don't know what the heck they are, but I thought they looked so cute, right? I put them along the pavement that leads to the gate because, yeah, there's a little section of flowers back there and it seemed to be lined with something. So I definitely wanted to include that. And I like that one so much that I took away the other little pieces I did and decided to line the whole backyard with just those white pieces. It took a long time, but I liked it because I felt like it made the place look more authentic. And authenticity is definitely the mode that we're going for. I think I would have stuck with the previous fencing that I used if it didn't have that square peg on the corner pieces. That's the only thing that irritated me. So this is the next best thing. Now that I'm thinking about it now, I should have probably sized it up because it would have been taller, but oh well, we're just gonna deal with what we got. Shoot. Now looking at these pictures, I probably could have, no, I would have been doing too much. Never mind. Yeah, so I'm just gonna let this ride. I think we reached like the 80% point of the front yard. Oh, sorry. I think we reached the 80% point of the house's exterior or the home's exterior. So right now I'm adding in these bunch of plants because in front of the house, there's a bunch of shrubs and bushes. So I wanted to include that part in the house too. So I'm pretty much lining the front and the side yard. Is side yard really a thing? It's still the front yard, never mind. So I'm lining the front yard with miscellaneous bushes. I'm adding them together to give it some variety. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I'm leaving a little bit of space between those bushes in the front. And going back here and adding in are these lavender bushes? See, I wouldn't have known because I'm not a botanist and I'm not a plant enthusiast either, but I'm adding in those plants in the back because, okay, now I see the picture. I saw some purple plants in the backyard of the house that I took the picture of. So I wanted to make sure I added those in so you could really know where you were at. Yeah. Anyways, fun fact about this house, I believe this was the first house when I actually figured out this trick to do this thingy and make a fake plant. You probably can't tell, but 568 Nicola Ave was actually the first house that was placed right next to this house, but I did not like the way it looked. It just didn't feel Willow Creekish. So I moved it. And I probably should have put this house out before then, but no, I wasn't going to. I wasn't going to. Anyways, this is a much better version of the little plant thing that I mentioned in, I believe, one of the previous episodes. I don't remember which one right now. Yep, so we're reaching the end of the exterior. I'm adding this brick wall again to go along the front, adding more lining and taking that all the way across the house. I cannot remember right now how expensive this house is, but if it's really expensive, it's for detail purposes. Girl, you still got more stuff to do. Jeez. Now we're on the inside, right? Sort of. I'm still lining the out. Well, actually, we're not even on the inside. Wow. Anyways, I think right now I've started to build out the layout of the home. And the reason I've been able to do it so fast is because, like I told you, I have been using GoodNotes to lay out my builds and stuff like that because I'll say this again, I'm an earth sign, right? So earth signs love organization, when things have plans, when things make sense, okay? So that's what I'm doing now. So all I had to do was just draw it out, and I would say the rest is kind of like a freestyle. Now, while I'm building all this, let me just read you the notes that I have and see if I can provide a good explanation, because right now, this don't look like nothing, but it turns into something. Let me just go over the build notes that I wrote down, see if I can elaborate on them. So this is a small greenhouse. That was the running name, small greenhouse, on a 30 by 20 lot on the corner, because I believe this house was on a corner lot in GTA as well. I wrote 1 bed, 1 bath. Now, technically it is, but there is a room off to the side where if you want to, you can take everything out, add in like a bed and a dresser, and technically that could be considered a bedroom. So in a way, it's kind of like 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, but I'm going to consider it 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Hardware is not to be upgraded. This is meant to be an old house for an old person, specifically an old woman. Because one thing I never do is play around with styles or builds for older people. And I wanted to branch out and do something for an older person. And for me, like in my experience with the older people that I've been around, their hardware is never really upgraded. They have old beds, old couches, old countertops, old tubs, old doors, old drawers, old food. A lot of the ones that I've met are very sentimental when it comes to things like that. So I didn't want to upgrade the hardware. I wrote tiled bath, walls, and wallpaper. Wallpaper is a big thing for the old people that I've been around. At least when they've lived in their older houses, there'd be wallpaper written all throughout the house. You don't see wallpaper now, but you will eventually. I wrote maybe maximalist, loves patterns and old trinkets / deco. Okay, so around this time, I had just got the, what is it called? Decor to the Max. I think that's what it's called. That kit with all like the gaudy, ugly stuff. I just got that kit, and I felt like that would be a great pack to use for someone who's older, because I think a lot of older people are naturally maximalist. I think it's a nice word to say hoarders, because a lot of older people like holding on to crap from way back in the day, like the 70s and the 60s. You know what I'm talking about. If you've been around an old person's house, that's like that. And right now you see me working on the kitchen, and I'm bringing in that old element. You see the old fridge, you see the old counters. I was about to say country crock. Where I get this thing from again? Country cottage living. Sorry. I literally said country crock. Sorry. I got those from Cottage Living, and I decided to put some cabinets up top, and I like to go with this green look because it felt like a funky color that an older person might use. All of their appliances are going to be pretty old. And yeah, I think I wrote in the notes that I want the house to be cramped. So there's going to be a lot of clutter going on in this little bitty house. Old clutter at that. So while all that's happening, let me just run over the character profile that I made for the person that is going to live in this house. So first things first, the person's name is Mable Harden. This sim actually exists, but I do not like the way she looks right now. I feel like she looks drab, fuddy-duddy. She doesn't look right now. Anyways, so in my notes I wrote, a grandmother that moved from Henford-on-Bagley to be close to her daughter who has a young child with her husband. She has 2 children, 1 daughter, 1 son, who are both married, and their names are Patrice and Samuel. Now, if you've been paying attention to my other voiceover builds that are available right now, I made a house for a person that was named Patrice, right? Patrice is Mabel's daughter. Yeah, you see the connection? Yeah, nothing's for no reason here. And Patrice is her daughter, and her son's name is Samuel. Samuel stays in San Myshuno, and I will get to Samuel's place at a later date once I figure out where he's gonna live, because everything's not planned out right now. So the grandmother, Mable, I'll just say Mable, she's originally from Henford-on-Bagley. She's one of those bumpkins where she was born there, she grew up there, she had her kids there, she got married there, she got widowed there, and her kids left there. So after she had her children on her farm, her children got older, they went off to school. I think they both went to Foxbury. Shout out to Foxbury. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We pop off. Anyways, Samuel went first because he's older, and then Patrice left after. Neither one of them came back to Henford-on-Bagley. And Mable had no intentions on leaving Henford-on-Bagley, but she got lonely, one, because both of her kids were far away. And then she was so excited around the time that Patrice was pregnant. And at some point she figured out that Patrice wasn't going to stay there. So she realized she was going to be very, very lonely, and she wanted to be around for her first grandchild's formative years. So she decided to sell her farm and move to Willow Creek. She found this house and she felt like it was decent. She's used to maintaining a farm, but farm life is not really a thing in Willow Creek. So she wanted to take everything that she had and cram it into this little place because I guess it was kind of manageable. I guess, you know what? She wanted a house that was cheap enough so that she could have money in reserves, because the farm, she got a pretty little penny for it. So she wants to use that money for other things. Maybe she wants to take vacations and things like that. She let go of farming, but she's really big into gardening. So she's going to be a gardener. She might even go back to Henford-on-Bagley for like the pumpkin competitions. I think they have a pumpkin. Is that what they call it? I'm not going to lie. I've never played with Cottage Living. I swore all my life I was going to play with Cottage Living and be on a farm, but I never did any of it. Probably because I was filming an LP. Did you know I have an LP? I have an LP. Check my channel out. So yeah, she moved into this small house and crammed everything together. And she wants to spend pretty much the rest of her life close to her grandchild and any other grandchildren she may have, because San Myshuno's not that far from Willow Creek, but Henford on Bagley is very far from everything else. If you see that picture on the wall of those two, if you see that picture of that newly married couple, one of them are going to be Samuel. I don't know which one yet, but one of them is going to be Samuel. Maybe the one on the left. I don't know. And then I thought one of these other pictures was going to be Patrice. Oh, and I took out that pride picture. We're gonna imagine, right, that she's in that picture somewhere. She went with her son to Pride. And then I found some more pictures. By the way, I'm making a whole mural, if you can't tell, because one thing that I saw when I was looking up maximalist things was that you have a lot of stuff hanging around everywhere. Maximalism is not my thing at all. I don't like when stuff is like, it seems everything just has no direction or no style or whatever, but I really wanted to give myself a shot with trying it. And honestly, this is one of my favorite builds so far because I put so much into this little space. I feel like every place has a purpose in this build. This was like my favorite piece of the whole house. Anyways, let me see. I forgot to tell you about Mabel's pastime. So one thing that Mable likes to do to make money is crafts. So she goes out to like San Myshuno to sell candles, and it's a good reason for her to kind of visit her son. So I like to say in the weekends, on the weekends, Mable takes all of the candles that she's made. She packs up her, sales table. She packs up her sales table and she takes her candles down to San Myshuno to sell candles because it gives her something to do without having to work a strenuous job. What Mable used to do was sell milk and butter and stuff like that from the farm, but she had to give up her cows and stuff, and you can't, why would I bring a cow into Willow Creek? That's really a long distance. I'm not sure how cow transport works. But yeah, that's what she used to do. But selling candles is more of a comfortable thing for her to do right now. And it gives her a reason to be around her son. So every weekend she goes to see her son. Right now I'm working on the living room. I think I finished the mural by now, but I love the way this is coming together because it feels like an older person lives here. It feels really lived in. And that's something that I've never done prior to this point. And she knits too. I have the stitching, cross stitch thing, whatever. I have the cross stitch thing and the knitting thing. So she knits. Maybe when Faye gets a little bit older, she can teach Faye how to knit. Oh, that's such a cute idea. I like it. That wall on the left is blank right now, but I think I end up finding more stuff and putting it on that other side of the wall as well. Did I land on these couches and chairs? Did I land on these? No, I think I keep changing my mind. So right now, I think we're on the achievement wall. This is the place where Mable keeps Patrice and Samuel's achievements. She has their first shoes, their medals from elementary and middle school, like their honor roll ribbons and stuff. I never got a ribbon that nice in elementary school, by the way. I used to get the little strip of paper, not strip of paper, but that little strip of ribbon. You know what I'm talking about with the little cut at the bottom, and then they have like the gold writing. I never get like a big old ribbon like that. But that's where Mable keeps their achievements, on the achievement wall. I believe everything else would be in storage. Ooh, why did I just get the idea to make a storage unit? I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but that would be so nice, wouldn't it? For your Sims to have a place to just store extra things. Like, you know how we have the chests? They're like miscellaneous storage or something like that. What if you take your chest, right? You put stuff in the chest and you drop it off in storage. What? I just had a live idea. I like it. But the only problem is I'd have to go into the GTA game and see if there's a storage place, because I don't know if there is. I don't know if there is. Now, if there isn't, then I can't make one unless I find something that's similar. But I love that idea. What? I swear, like, I'm a mini genius. Anyways. I think we're getting to the last wall of cluttered paintings and stuff. Finally, I think putting the pictures down was the longest portion of things that I had to do. I think by now I finished the kitchen, even though I've been rambling this whole time. I mean, I gotta ramble though, because if I just say, okay, I did this, and in the kitchen, I put that down, I put that down, I put that down, I put this here, then I moved it, I put that there. Like, I feel like it would be boring. Because if I do that every time, who's gonna want to stay interested? Yeah, let's like peruse my brain. Okay, let's peruse don't peruse my brain. Let's peruse my thoughts that come out of my mouth from my brain. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna let these finish and go on to my other thoughts. Can you see how the house is coming together? Normally, I do not like this style at all. And when I say at all, I mean at all. But I really, really enjoyed that I took a step in a different direction, because yeah, I've just grown a lot as a builder. Like, I feel so proud of myself. I'm not gonna cry or anything. Yeah, it's not that serious, but I just feel so proud of myself. Like, look at all the garbage hanging around. Oh, it makes me want to get into more styles. Now I'm in the bathroom, right? And I don't know why I took away this tiger wallpaper. I don't know why I eventually did, but looking back at it, it's so off that I like it. I like it, but I didn't keep it. I think because I wrote it down that I wanted tiled bath walls and wallpaper. I think because I wrote down that I wanted a tiled bath, I really stuck to it, but forget that. Over here, we're fixing up the stuff in the bathroom, adding little things. I feel like, she'd keep all her stuff in the bathroom in this kooky little dresser. I have pretty much the layout out. There's not that much to change besides cosmetic things, but I wanted to add in little trinkets and stuff. I probably should have added perfume. Oh well. So that's that was the bathroom. And out here, I'm working on the garden area. I said that she sells candles earlier, but she might sell produce. No. Nah, she might sell produce. I'm not gonna lie. Even though they have produce stands, like, what are they gonna do at the produce stand? Fight me? I'm an old woman from Hereford on Bagley that made my living selling milk and butter to the local people, okay? If I want to sell some plants, I'm going to sell some plants. So I have her table over here where I'm going to keep her plant bags, seeds. There you go. Where I'm going to keep her seeds and stuff. And in here, I have her room. I kept, I think, this wallpaper. If not, then I chose something similar to it. I decided in my brain that those two pictures that are on the wall, they used to be out in the main living room, but I moved them in here. I decided those two pictures were going to be her grandparents, not her parents, because her parents, I mean, she kind of old though. Those could be her parents. Yeah, those could be her parents. Yeah, that's going to be mom and pop. Yep. And I left them in the bedroom, and I wanted to basically stuff this room just enough to make sure that it felt cluttered, but kind of clean at the same time. I filled the rest of this room with ugly stuff. I think this is mainly it. I would have shown you the previous iterations of the room, but I changed the room so many times that this video would have been way too long. As you can see, I changed the bathroom to pink tile. I probably should have changed it back to the tiger print. I feel like the tiger print was just more messy, made more sense. I came out here, decided to finish up the garden. It didn't look like this a little earlier, but I'm just trying to skip through the footage and get to the point. I believe we are at the end of the build, but don't worry your little heart. I have a description that I will read to you that I did not put in the video, but look at these lovely pictures while I read the description off to you. So the description goes as such. Mable Harden is a Hanford-on-Bagley native that moved to Willow Creek to be closer to her daughter, who just gave birth to her first grandchild. She fell in love with this house because of its quaint charm and filled it with all her trinkets from her old ranch, and plans to live out the rest of her life loving on her grandchild, gardening, and making crafts when she isn't fishing. I hope you all enjoy it. XO, AprilBaby321. So, for your information, this house is called 8446 Bridge Street. That is 8446 Bridge Street. It is a 30 by 20 lot located in Willow Creek on the corner lot. It is a 1-bedroom, technically 2, 1-bathroom. And it is available right now on the Sims 4 gallery. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble, as you always do. I will see you next week with another episode of DWD in GTA. Goodbye!